versus Paul. Yeah. This King Herod, when he saw that he was mocked of the wise men, but he really wasn't, was he? No. Was exceeding wroth, and sent forth and slew all the children that were in Bethlehem, and in all the coasts thereof, from 2 years old and under, according to the time which he had diligently inquired of the wise men. Now, this king, yeah, wasn't that wise, was he? Verse 17, then was fulfilled that which was spoken by Jeremy the prophet, yeah, saying, in Ramah was there a voice heard, lamentation and weeping, great mourning, Rachel weeping for her children, would not be comforted because they are not. But when Herod was dead, behold, an angel of the Lord appeareth in a dream to Joseph in Egypt, saying, arise and take the young child and his mother and go into the land of Israel, for they are dead which sought the young child's life. Now, this idea that, well, I'm the king, and they didn't really mock him. They were just obedient to what God had told them to do. Yes. And in verse 12, it says, and being warned of God. This is kind of a warning. Yes. In a dream that they should not return to Herod, they departed into their own country another way. Now, they could have went back to Herod, could have told Herod where Jesus was, and then Herod would have killed him. Yeah, would have killed him. But instead, they decided to heed the warnings of God in a dream. Yep. And they went back to their own country another way. And then Joseph had one of these dreams where an angel of the Lord appeared. Yep. And he decided to go to Egypt because he thought it was a good idea. Now, this king, known as Herod, he thought he was being mocked of the wise men, that they didn't return and they disobeyed his authority. Oh. But when you're really the cause of the anger of a government, yes, Jesus was that cause. He caused the death of all the children under the age of 2 years old. Yes. Now, for all the women and men, the families that had children that were born within the 2 years of the birth of Jesus, yes, it was a time of weeping and sorrow. And as much as we don't want to think about Jesus's birth, yes, causing a king to get upset because he has this problem with anger, yes. The idea that you as a government can just go through and kill every 2-year-old and younger because you're the sheriff, you're the police chief, you're the judge, you're the governor. I have a problem with those in politics that are always trying to look good without considering the wisdom of what they're doing. Now, it seems to me that the heads of the government of the United States of America, senators, representatives, state legislatures, you have been very unwise. See, wisdom would say take their assets and put them in prison because you are personally liable for the enforcement of the laws of the United States. And as much as you dislike the idea of me suing you, that is my legal right. Now, when I informed you that my sons were in the wrong grades, you decided to continue to abuse and neglect him. And when I told you that the dissolution of marriage didn't have any jurisdiction of law, in your unwisdom, yes, your ignorance, yes, you decided to continue to enforce it. Now, we went through the I-9s and the W-9s, and yesterday we looked at the applications for utilities. Today we're looking at the unattractiveness of a government, yes, that refuses to enforce the laws. Now, last night I talked to you about the subversive organization known as the family. Yeah. Well, if you're not in the family, you don't get to say anything. Oh, if you don't have any money, you can't pay. And if you can't pay, you don't have a say. But Now, come to find out today, yes, this whole form of government is subversive to the Constitution of this state and every state and the United States of America. And it happens to be a Class B felony for you to refuse to enforce the laws of the state, yes, federal laws, known as the VAWA and the PKPA, pooh, and then your refusal to enforce the rights in the Constitution of the individual states and the United States. This constitutional form of government. It does have to be enforced. And as much as you thought, well, we'll just kill them all off, we'll take their brains so they don't remember. we'll just we'll just teach them the lesson right now. Well, wisdom would say I should take your assets and have you prosecuted. Because that's what I've said. Yes, you do have to enforce the laws. And when your conflict of interest because of your private life conflicts with your public duty and obligation, yes, your subversive form of government that needs to be removed. Yes, it does. So the form of government is a constitutional form of government that does enforce the rights of the citizens. Now we're having another day of this. Poop. Well, you're going to sit there right now and you're going to deprive me and my family and what could be millions of American citizens of the enforcement of the Constitution of the United States. These class action lawsuits that I keep telling you about, I'm the lead plaintiff. I get the bulk of the money. Poof! These tort lawsuits I keep telling you about. Wisdom would say, take their assets. Take their assets. You're taking their assets right now.